Hi, Mark. You listen to Mark and Me podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the Mark and Me podcast. As always, I'm your host Mark, and coming up on today's episode, for me personally, it's a huge guest. You know by now that I'm obsessed with The Room, the cult classic bad movie. Some people say the worst movie ever made. For me, one of the greatest movies ever made, The Room. And you know by now, with the last few specials I've done, The Room actors, where are they now? We all talked about what it was like to work with Tommy Wiseau, what it was like to be directed by him, what it was like to be involved in the making of this cult classic. And on today's episode, you'll be glad to know I speak with the man himself, Tommy Wiseau. Now, this interview itself took place on the 14th of February, yes, Valentine's Day. And after I conducted it, I thought that was a great interview, but I wanted to get the right time to put it out there. Now, if you'd ever listened to the Skip N podcast, you will know that we've talked about The Room many times, especially myself. It was picked as a rewatch by Ben. I'd never heard of it, and I hated it. After the first time I saw it, I wasn't drunk, I wasn't surrounded by friends, and I didn't get it. The second time I watched it, I'd had quite a few beers, I was surrounded by loads of people, loads of friends, and it became one of my favourite films. It really did just click, and suddenly I got The Room. So much so I spent the last 9 months putting together episodes with every single member of the cast. I've been absolutely thrilled to hear that the book by Greg Sestero has been made into a film, The Disaster Artist, which is coming out in a couple of months. James Franco's involved, Seth Rogen's involved, Bryan Cranston. It's absolutely insane to see that the whole world will be finding out about this little tiny film called The Room. So on today's episode, I've sat there, I've done the interview, I've edited it, and it was just about releasing it at the right time. Now, because everyone's starting just to see the trailers for The Disaster Artist, people are finding out who Tommy Wiseau is, I thought what better time than now. You've all listened to the specials of The Room actors, where are they now? So now is perfect for me to give you that final part of the jigsaw and hear it from the man himself. But just before I give you that interview, I just want to take the time to thank you for the feedback on Neil Blomkamp. By far the most popular episode I've ever done. I've had downloads from all over the world. It's been my most downloaded episode I've ever released. It's gone to number 6 on iTunes. It got to number 6 on Podomatic. It's just been great. By far the best interview I've ever done. The best guest I could ever ask for. But hey, thank you, but we have to move on. We have to go with the next guest himself. And honestly, Tommy is a treat. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to go through every single emotion. So let's get on with it. Here he is, Tommy Wiseau, for Mark and Me podcast. Well, thank you for joining me today, Tommy. I've been a huge fan of yours for over 2 years now. That was the first time I got to see The Room. It's one of those films that once I saw it, I wanted to tell everyone I knew about this film. It felt like a film that I just wanted to share. Have you had that same experience with people that talk to you?
Well, I'm happy. Thank you for saying the very, very nice words about The Room. Don't be too upset. I'm just teasing. But that's a good thing, to be upset. There's nothing wrong with that. I think The Room has something to offer for everyone, you know what I mean?
Once I tell one of my friends, they go and tell their friends, and they tell their friends. It seems to be like a cult classic that everyone wants to share.
Great, thank you. That's nice.
How important is it for you to have industry recognition? Are you that bothered at this point, or do you not really care?
Well, like everything else, people work hard, you work hard. The recognition is one thing. The other thing, the truth prevail, I would say that way, So if you have original material, in this case, we talk about The Room, for example, and eventually people give you some kind of recognition, But I'm not seeking recognition. I'm just saying that sometimes I say that some of the media, especially in America, they miss the point. Let's put it this way, to be nice.
And are there any films or TVs that you watch that inspire you? Is there something that you really enjoy that made you want to be a filmmaker?
Yeah, I have, I always say, you probably heard before that I inspire myself, but I always say, if you want to be a filmmaker, let's assume that, right? Let's just say that's the way, okay? Or you want to be an actor, or even a lawyer, so you need a vision. If you don't have a vision, you don't have it. So the vision, what I mean, you have to prepare yourself, you have to study subject, Coincidentally, we have a lot of lawyers in for screening of the room. I don't know why. I guess they like the room. I don't know why, actually. But again, I like, for example, Giant with James or Citizen King, Orson Welles. These movies are classic, Casablanca as well. The contemporary movie I like is, for example, Interview with Empire with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. And my opinion, Brad Pitt actually stole the show. That's my opinion. But both actors did a very good job. But I'm trying to always figure out my own take on entertainment and how to entertain people, So
yeah, that's a good point. And have you seen any recent films that have blown you away? Or have you seen stuff like La La Land or the big, huge films?
No, I didn't. I see little pieces, but I just travel. So, but eventually I will see it. So. Okay,
and what's your favourite actor in the world then? Is it someone like James Dean? Is that who you watch and have you kind of wanted to be all your life?
No, you see, I don't compare myself to James Dean because I'm Tommy Wiseau and I have different take on this. I'm just admire some of these people because they've been in a certain situation when I'm here now, So like I would say, history repeated itself. For example, Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, they are difficult to release the movie. The same with us. We released the room and for 2 weeks, and everybody blogging about, not everybody, some people blogging about that. Oh yeah, it's around only 2 weeks. They don't understand. We just booked for 2 weeks in the first place, but. So I have my own take and vision about it, but I admire some of these people because Hitchcock, for example, Elizabeth Taylor as the actress, she did a very good job, as you probably know about it. So.
Were you angry at Hollywood early in your career? Did you feel rejected or?
Well, we actors, I would say for actor, all the actors in the world, we always been rejecting. So rejection is always I would say, part of to be an actor or director. You have to prove yourself, prove the world, and people want to, then you accomplish what you want to accomplish. The key, I would say, to all of people who are listening right now is to be, to have vision. You have vision, people appreciate it, including Hollywood or whatever segment of entertainment you're working on, or you're part of it. Eventually people will appreciate that, and I think the room has very, I would say, it's a proof that you can succeed it. And right now, Hollywood, I think we have a lot of support from Hollywood studio system, et cetera, based on what I know. We're going to the same party, so they appreciate my work. So let's put it this way. It could be nice.
You've made, obviously, movies, and you've obviously made TV. Most recently, The Neighbours, which I thought was a great series.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a passion for one of the mediums more than the other, or do you just love filming in general?
I like film, to be honest with you. I really like to direct. Directing is my passion. But if you can put the categories, what is what, I always say it's the same like you build the building. If you know how to build the building, then one of the key of the skills you have to be multitasker. If you're not multitasking, forget the building anything, especially building. Send the actors today in the society to be an actor, you have to be multitasker. And in my case, I like to direct, and I like to be an actor to act, right? But based on, sometimes you have to adjust based on the offer. You have, for example, somebody offers you a job as an actor or director, I directed recently a video, we call it To Be or Not to Be. I don't know if you saw it or not. So I was very excited because they hired me as a director to direct. So,
was that the music video?
Yeah, that's the music video.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the fact that you got everyone wearing the red baseball jackets, the jerseys. It was great.
Right. Yeah, Ricky Rick jacket. And then people really enjoyed it. I got a very positive review from people. A lot of people actually were surprised the way some of the reporters say, well, it looks like it's okay. That made me laugh. They say, what do you mean it looks like it's okay? So you cannot say it's okay, or it's great, or is it good? So all these quirky statements sometimes when I get from media, it just makes me laugh actually sometimes.
So,
actually, I don't even read some of this stuff because I just don't have time.
And that was what I was going to say. Do you read any reviews on your work, or do you not bother anymore? Do you not care?
It's not a question I don't care. I just think that if people are honest, for example, with the fans of the room, we always would get certain positive review in the sense that it's something when people like to see it, and the history repeat themselves. So you may say negative stuff, but on the end of the day, you say, well, you know what? We've been screening the room past 14 years, and we have 15th anniversary of the room in June. So you may argue back and forth. At the end of the day, you lose because we've been working very hard, and fans appreciate. I love them all. Vice versa, they know who I am. And I think that's important for directors and actors to make happiness for audience. Go to the room, people will say, I like when people laugh. I always say this in the past. If you see someone's interview from the beginning, from the room, I would say that, I like when people laugh, and some people are saying I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. That's the truth. That's what I am, If they don't understand that, that's not my problem. That's their problem.
You were just saying then it's nearly been 15 years since the release of The Room. Now,
well, right now we celebrate 14, but in June will be 15, correct.
Amazing. Do you think in that 15 years you've grown as a director and as an actor? Do you think you've...
Absolutely. I think I'm very grounded as a director as well as an actor, and I hope Hollywood will recognize that somewhat. We'll see what happens. So, but we always, I always say you need the plan B. You have A and B. So. And as you know, I work right now currently with Greg Sestero. We're actually making a movie about the Best Friends. The title is Best Friend. I don't know if you heard about it or not. But
I've seen the trailer.
Okay, cool. Did you like it?
I loved it. I loved the car scene when you're driving around. You look like you're having an absolute blast. It looks like you're genuinely having fun.
Yeah. So the movie, my understanding, will be released in September. That's my understanding. It might be released September, so I don't want people quote me that Tommy says September, but it will be maybe October. So I think it will be September. So.
But hopefully this year we get to see you back on screen with your good partner himself, Greg Sestero. Yeah, absolutely. You see, I think again, Greg he has a hidden talent. Even though, as you know, I don't know if I told you, I will tell you now. I've only approved his book. I approve only 40%. So. Do you think that people don't understand your vision? Is that what the problem is? Is that why people criticize you? Do you think people are just not getting it, or is it just a ignorant thing?
You know what? If I was CEO of you for it, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely, because you see, they don't understand that you as an actor, right, or director, you have to prepare yourself. The some of the comments that people say, oh, this has happened by accident. For example, usage of the two cameras. Why I did this? Because first of all, I could afford it, number one. Number two, I want to see what's the difference between the HD and 35 millimeter,
Yeah.
So basically, what we have today, technology, for example, we're shooting digital, it's everything, there was a revolutionary approach to filmmaking, And at the time when I did the research 15 years ago or so, we did not have access to compare these two formats, okay? And Sony, I think, took over the Blu-ray, which is, we paid license for it when we released The Room, but they just took the way it was. But I don't want to go into politics right now, but I think some of the stuff that contributes also to The Room, because we actually was the first movie in the world shot the movie of the both formats, 35 and the HD, And again, this is the thing was not just okay, I decided to do it. No, that's bullshit. That doesn't work that way. You have to prepare yourself. The same like you build a home or building, you have to prepare everything.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. That you got the chance to do both and then see which you wanted to use.
Right. Just recently, someone asked me, what do you want to change if you decided to reshoot movies, The Room, right? And I say, well, if I want to reshoot it, first of all, I would not use 2 cameras, wasting time and money, right? But you see, compare what my thinking was in the beginning was different what is now, but based on the environment what we have right now. You know what I'm saying? And so why just spend extra money where you already know that you already done it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be logically what you, especially as a payment, you know? So because to me, into entertainment, filming, doing sitcom, whatever, you know, sometimes you have to be practical, and sometimes you cannot have what you want. You have to have your vision. Based on the vision, you committed yourself to create something. That's what I see.
I interviewed you last year with my other podcast, Skip to the End, and we talked about Fantastic Four, and it actually got into the press that you'd consider directing that film.
I actually, believe it or not, I did call them. Personally, I called them because I know that the people who actually they are producers, and you know, they know who I am. But you see, again, this is the thing. What you know, you may argue about it. I would say this: I would not here to criticize director of Fantastic Four. I would just say one thing, that my vision would be different take. You know, for anything from the beginning to the end. Okay. Because I think certain momentum, what I saw it, based on my take, it was lost. You know, and it was beautiful momentum, and some of the momentum was dragging. You know, like dragging. You have no action. You have no feelings. You have really dull. You know, but I'm not here to criticize because for example, everybody have different take on how you want to present it, and I think could be better. That's my take on that. Maybe audience understand that too, because my understanding is that the audience, I don't know how many audience like it or dislike, but there was very negative actually statement about Fantastic Four. You know, I'm not here to for example, criticize directors or actors. I'm just saying, wait a minute, you know, I could do a better job. It's up to you guys. If you guys want to, you know, if you don't have vision, you don't have project, or you don't have a good project. You know, but how you define good project? You see. It's the same like with The Room. How you define that, okay, this movie's bad, everybody wants to see it. And then you have another project, they make, spend 20, 30 million, whatever they make it, and then it go down to nobody want to see it later on, right? So again, some of us creation, when you create something, it's a process of digestion, how you want to present it, and that's the factor goes into filmmaking or any kind of production, entertainment production.
So is that something you would like to do in the future?
Absolutely. I am ready for $20-30 million budget movie, you know. But it all depends, you know, producers or studios say, hey, we give you opportunity to do that because there's a lot of stuff, some of the stuff politics apply, you know, somewhat a certain degree. But I think that I'm very optimistic that Hollywood will recognize my little talent. Let's say little talent. Let's don't be too self-centered. So I think the opportunity will come eventually.
I like it that you stay grounded. It's quite nice to hear.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's important, you know, because, you know, when I have a Q&A, I love my Q&A, you know. So I always encourage people, like, sometimes people ask me questions, I say, well, I challenge you, give me some creative questions, you know, like we can think about it, how to actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something deep question, like you asked me some of the stuff, I like it, because keep me going, like say, oh, okay, let me think about what I'm supposed to answer, how I'm supposed to answer, that sincere way, that's what I believe, you know?
So you just mentioned then that you're ready for your kind of 30-40 million pound blockbuster film.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
If you did this, what actors would you want to hire? If you had unlimited budget and you could hire whatever actors you wanted, who would you choose to direct? Who would you love? What would be your dream?
Well, it's not a question. You see, I don't feel dream because I'm living in reality. But my reality, sometimes people say, oh, you think this way. Yeah, I do think that way, okay? Because, you know, actors, new directors, whatever script, let's say tomorrow somebody submits script to some studio or to me, whatever, and they decide what actor or director to hire. But to respond to the question, I like to work, for example, you know, Johnny Depp, for example. He's very good actor. Brad Pitt is one of the great actors, Angelica Jolie and others, So James Franco is a good actor, so hopefully I may see him actually in March. I'm not sure 100% because they want to release his movie, so everything is mixed up this year. There's so much excitement, So you have a lot of different actors in Hollywood that they are very dedicated, but it doesn't mean that these actors, what I mentioned, and I don't want to point the fingers that they are best of the best, but they know what they're doing. It's a craft. They know they are very grounded. And that's what I like to work with, people who actually are grounded well. But you have other actors, like, for example, from Broadway shows. Any Broadway shows, you're very dedicated. Name is one, I would say, yes, it's good actors. So you have a lot full of actors you can draw who are very dedicated, not just to make money, but to actually produce and create something nice, something where people will see and enjoy it. But to create something where people see and enjoy it, it's not that easy, as you probably know about it.
You just mentioned then James Franco, which leads me on to my next question. How does it feel seeing photos of him and being on set of The Disaster Artist, seeing him in a black wig, acting as you? Yeah. That must be weird.
It's extremely weird, but I block myself. I always say good actor. I used to have a workshop in Los Angeles, like for actors. So I always say to actors, you can take care of any actor's performance is you block yourself. When you do something on the stage, for example, you block your audience. They're not there. Same here. You see, if I was doing a scene with James Franco, I just block myself, meaning that, hey, it's just a person, who has a long hair, maybe looks like you. So you're seeing, basically,
Are you actually in the film, are you?
Yeah, I don't know how they will present it, but my understanding they're not supposed to cut it, so hopefully you guys see me there.
Wow, I'm looking forward to it already.
Thank you.
At this point, you are a famous actor and director. Do you get recognised a lot? Do you get people stopping you in the street and quoting at you and, reading the lines?
Yeah, this doesn't do anything for me, to be honest with you, because I want to create movies,
Yeah.
I want movies, and that's what makes me happy. And some of this, like you say, you're famous, yeah, but it doesn't do anything. It's okay. It's no problem.
Tommy Wiseau is not just known as being a film director, a editor, a film star. You are also a clothes designer.
No, well, thank you for asking. That's very nice of you. Yes, I do clothes. I'm crazy about it to design because I used to have retail stores. So I have a couple of stores, few stores actually.
I'm sitting here now in my blue Tommy trunks, which I bought off your website, which I think are great. I love the little pocket inside, and they feel great.
Great, thank you. How many times did you wash it? I'm just curious.
I've washed them about 5 times because I wear them now and then.
And it's still okay, right?
Absolutely, like the day I got them.
Oh, thank you. The reason I'm saying that is because I did the test of one of my underwear. We washed, I think, close to 25, but we are reaching almost 100 times, something like that. So they still hold it pretty well. So I'm very proud of it. I spent a lot of time to design in a way that feel good. We have also ladies as well, not only guys. So
I was on the website the other day and I saw that you've now got jackets and you've even got designer watches.
Yeah, we design watches as well. And we have this new jacket we just released we call Tommy Planet jacket. Tommy Planet jacket.
Is that the one with the patches with the spaceship? Yeah, that's amazing. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. It's also if you look at the compared price, it's pretty reasonable. Also, it's waterproof. Also, you have a hood. So.
And you had a backpack, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, we have backpack too. Yeah.
The Love Is Blind one.
Yeah, there you go.
How did this come about? Did you just want to carry on the designing world? Do you want to keep doing that?
Yeah, because you see, I give you a little secret about underwear. Long story short, I wear all kinds of different underwear and I don't want to drop any names, but from biggest design to slower design, and whatever I name it, I try it all, okay? And I said to myself, I want to design stuff what I really like it, and I designed that you have this elastic that's 4 inches, and then we go much more detail. I said, it would be cool to have like a little pocket. You can put like maybe $20 or 20 pounds, whatever you want to do there. But sometimes you have issues that you have to be careful what, because you shouldn't put reverse your underwear. But long story short, I used to design stuff. So Entertainment Weekly, that was the first article that made, I don't know if you read it or not, but long story short, again, the guys who say, Tony, in for a leather jacket, that's not a correct statement. We still will probably ask them to change, to actually change the article, because I design stuff. It's two different things. When people, I heard also people say, Tommy sells. I don't know. I do not sell. I design. It's two different things. And so let's start going to design. From how you wear it, for example, what kind of material you use, the durability. So everybody likes my underwear as well, T-shirts or sweatshirt, whatever I design. People really like it, because it's holding pretty well. And it's not just I don't want to produce just cheap stuff. You know what I'm saying? So.
Another thing I noticed that you've launched a dating website. Is that still something you're proud of?
Yeah. Well, we did this because we actually, a lot of people want to be sort of connect to each other. And this is just experimental stuff we did. I don't know how does it work, but it seems to me people catch up very quickly. So So that was the idea. It's not like we have millions members, but I think we maybe get there somewhere.
So the listeners out there won't know this, but today is Valentine's Day, and I'm talking to you.
Yeah, happy Valentine's to you and to your friend, to your wife, girlfriend, whatever you have.
Thank you. And same to you. And what I was going to say is, are you in love at the moment? How's your life?
Oh, I'm always in love.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I cannot tell you. It's private.
Love is blind.
But love is blind. Yeah, thank you. That's very nice, Mark. Mark, I remember your name.
Brilliant.
Yeah, love is blind. Actually, people ask me and say, what does it mean, love is blind? And I say to some of those people, I say, what do you think love is blind means in the first place? So, first of all, love is blind meaning that it's sort of hidden sometimes, and we don't realize, maybe another person can love you, I'm saying, certain way. And it doesn't have to be sexual way. It can be as a person, so you have respect for the person. And it's a lot of stuff going in there, so there's many categories, I would say. I'll probably write a book about it, about love, because I know it's difficult to talk about it sometimes.
Do you think it's strange, because you've just made me think now, that when love is blind and somebody loves someone, by the time that they tell them, it could be usually too late?
You know what? That's exactly right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes what happens, this is my take on that you try, the work does not come out right. And I don't care who you are. You can be poor, you can be rich, you can be, a graduate from Oxford University, which I admire. I was one time in Oxford University. It was really cool. But you see, we're all the same. People don't realize that we have almost the same feelings, and it's based on the situation. The love is blind is a big deal, when you really think about it. But that's what I want to say to people, indirectly. But I don't want to teach anybody anything, except, I always say, if a lot of people love each other, the world will be a better place to live. And I usually say in the screen that I want you guys, you can be respectful to each other. And I think that's the thing what I'm preaching to everybody, because I think that sometimes we live very, I would say, short time sometimes, and we are missing all this good things, And I think love or understanding and relationship between people are very important, and sometimes we are missing this, And sometimes we need somebody who reminds us, hey, love is blind, Coincidentally, I don't know if it's coincidence or it's just a destiny, but people actually say sometimes to me, oh, love is blind. I like that, Because that's the thing was, I think, when I was younger, I don't recognize that, I said, oh, okay, you're in a relationship, this and that, but I think because you say you love someone, it's something big deal for you,
I'm hoping that people that are listening to this podcast now, if they're thinking of telling someone they love them, you've inspired them to make them go and tell them. So someone's going to now tell that girl or that boy that they love, they're going to go out and tell them.
Right, but there's also the kicker is that I always say, don't be disappointed. Sometimes people ask me questions and say, But however, I think goes for the date, right?
Yeah.
But you see, again, it's very subjective, So, but I think if you sincere way, we keep joking about, like I said to one person, grab the coffee, a cup of, drink coffee, pretend you drink coffee and spill to the girl. You are sorry for her and, whatever, But some of the stuff works sometimes. So you don't have formula how it's happened that I would say love is like electricity, You have to feel it physically and mentally. And you have some kind of vibration in your brain as well, your body. That's what the love is. But love could be also like you love stranger, your neighbor, for example, and you feel good about it. You want to do something good for the person, because from your feelings, And I think that's important that we are so busy these days in society, all this politics, all this negativeness that I think sometimes we should just reflect ourselves and say, hey, wait a minute, you know what? We have something else in common, which is very important.
I never thought on Valentine's Day I'd be talking about love with Tommy.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, that's fantastic,
It's like advice for all those couples out there how to love, and it's crazy that we're talking about it on the day of love.
Absolutely. I mean, I could talk about love for 2 hours and nonstop because I think the topic I experiment, or name it, and I think it's something that we always missing. And I don't think, like, if somebody say to you, for example, Mark, or audience, whatever people are listening, you say, hey, I'm in love right now, and you see the love, I mean, you don't have to tell me anymore. I know what and I would say to this person, he or she, I say, wait a minute, give yourself a little room, because actually, I don't think you actually recognize it. You may have in different terms in love. It's not just a word, because there's more to it, And it's not easy to say. I notice, that's what I'm saying. Not a lot of people actually say, hey, I love you, That's why sometimes I say to girls, a guy, or whatever person, sometimes they say to me, oh, I love you, Tom. I say, I love you back, And I think that's made me happy, because this is just a momentum, but the feeling is there because you can feel it by a sincere way, you know what I mean? Not just a phony way, oh, yeah, I say the word. That doesn't work that way,
Do you think at the same time, too many people say the word love when they don't really mean it?
That's subjectively. I personally think that we don't say enough time love. But you do have, like a high school kids, they usually say, oh, I scored this, I scored that. But on the end of the day, these people will score, not score, girls, guys, whatever. There will be reflection, There will be something say, hey, you know what, maybe I did something right, or I did something wrong, and I regret that. Because I think the love, if you say the words, I don't think enough people say love. But you're right, I agree with you as well, that people sometimes use love for their own benefits, maybe financial, maybe this, maybe that, whatever reason they have. But I think majority of people, they don't have enough love, I think, in their lives.
So what's the most romantic thing that Tommy Wiseau's ever done for anyone? Come on, reveal the secret.
Okay, I give somebody roses, actually. Roses is a candy, but it was more to it, you see? Because, it was more to it because I don't want to say on the radio right now because it was too deep. So, I decided I don't want to share because I'm not ready to share. Maybe next time we have an interview, I will share with you about roses, chocolate, and the oranges.
An orange?
Actually, good. I love oranges. I strongly recommend eat oranges in bed. It feels so good.
So you lie in bed, you peel some oranges, and that's the thing to have in bed, yeah?
Yeah, you relax yourself. You feel good too.
Do you smell good?
Absolutely. But you have to take a good shower too,
Looking towards the future then, you've got a massive few years coming up. Your name's gonna be everywhere soon with the new film from James Franco, The Disaster Artist. Are you doing anything else? Are you doing The Room 2 or a vampire film or more Neighbours?
Actually, we have been shooting a module. They will complete picture, Grex's still picture, Best Friends, that will be releasing in September. After that, I'm working Foreclosure. Script is already done. And after Foreclosure, we want to do vampire movie, hopefully. And we'll see what else we can do here, So I'm ready for Hollywood. Hopefully they will call me, So.
You've got such a big future ahead of you. The next few years are going to be crazy, and I can't wait to see where you're going to take it.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your statement.
If there's anyone I want to spend Valentine's Day evening with, I'm so glad I got to spend it with you, Tommy.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Well, I just want to say, whatever person listening, thank you for supporting the room. I love you all. Have a groovy time. May all your dreams come true. And hopefully I see you at the screen of the room. Thank you.
So there it is. Me and Tommy talking all about The Room, all about The Disaster Artist, all about Best Friends, which is going to have him and Greg joining forces again on the big screen after sort of 14 years. But not only that, we talk about love and the feelings that go into it and the whole picture that love can do in this world. And who else is better than giving you advice on love than Tommy Wiseau on Valentine's Day? Something very special for you, very special for me, and I hope Tommy feels very special about that too. It really was a great interview. As always, everyone out there, please keep your feedback coming. I want to know how I'm getting on. I want to know what you enjoy. I want to know what you don't enjoy. I want to know what sort of guests you want to hear from. I've done some more interviews over the last few weeks. I'm not going to give any hints. You know by now, we're on episode 21. I don't reveal my guests. I like to tease, put out a little feeler out there, put out little hints on Facebook and Twitter. So get on Mark and Me, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you'll see the clues and hopefully start to find out who my next guest is. There's some really, really good people coming up. I can't wait to share them with you. As always, I don't give a complete schedule. It's down to when I'm feeling the time's right. But I never make you wait long. It's usually a couple of weeks. So until then, get on markandme.com, leave us an iTunes rating, stay safe, and I'll speak to you all again soon.